Hey everybody, welcome to Camping with Steve. You're going to notice I'm in a slightly different climate than usual, and that's because we just traveled 9 hours to get somewhere a little bit better. Beautiful wife is tucked away in a hotel because she got a little car sick on the trip. But that's certainly not going to stop me from camping. We got a beautiful adventure here to come, and I'm just going to go out to a little boondocking spot outside of town, try to get this all set up. And it does look like this long and winding road is going to get some gravel put on it today, just in time for what I want to do. Oh yes, these backlogging roads. There's tons of boondocking spots. You can easily see. What do you think the odds are I'm going to get a flat tire out here? Seems like pallets get burned quite a bit. But we'll find somewhere a little more picturesque than this. Yeah, I think there's some garbage that gets thrown out here. I don't have enough garbage bags for all of this stuff, but unfortunately. Found a little campgroundy spot on this Crown Land road. I would say logging road, but it looks like more of a mining road. It's a mining community historically, and there is a little mining operation just up there, so I can't go any further down the road here. But this spot looks a lot less trashed than any of the others, so let's go check that out. That time of year again, we actually have a hope of trying to charge something off a solar panel. So I picked up this cheap all-power folding solar panel off Amazon, dirt cheap. Cheapest one they sold, but it had good reviews. It's not monocrystalline, it is a polycrystalline panel, so in cloudy days it may not work that well. It's got kind of some kickstands on it. That's good. We'll see if it charges the Jackery at all. It's a little late in the day. It's probably 3:30 p.m., 4 p.m. So the sun's kind of not at its peak any longer, and it is still only March. But if it works good, I'll do a better kind of review on this thing. Let's see if it'll give us any juice at all. The light came on. How about that? It's charging at 67 watts. That's not a far cry from plugging it into the wall where it gets 81 watts. Dryer sheets, that's a new one. So I did jam everything in the back of this. Just didn't want to wait around any longer to do the trip because it's been postponed so much. But I'm trying a new thing tonight for a shelter. Never done it before, but that tent we had on the river, I'm going to just kind of back this car up to it and see if I can camp in it. It's actually not as bad as last year. Last year's stuff was falling out as soon as we opened the door. Oh, pegs! Forgot about those. Right on. We're good. Okay. All right. Well, I normally don't go overboard rigging these things up, but considering the cheapest tent they sell on Amazon is disturbingly close to a new paint job, I'm going to put on all the trimmings it came with. Don't worry, nothing new. Just picked the windiest day to do this. Right on. So there we have it. Some off-roaders riding through. So with this tent, I have two side panels that are different. I picked those up off Amazon because we only had two from the boat trip. These ones are actually real nice. They come with zippers and are of a far better quality. In here, I've got one on of the old style, this silver reflective stuff, much thinner material, no zippers, cheap Velcro. So, yeah, this whole rig to set up probably is more difficult than a normal tent. Doesn't even keep the insects out. And its only virtue is that it's unnecessarily novel. So take it as you will. In this type of a season where there's not a lot of mosquitoes around, I don't mind the breeze one bit. And it just kind of keeps the rain off. So for tailgating, it's a great situation. But we know what has to happen right now. Cheers, everybody. It is step 2 time. Brand name beer. It's the beginning of an awesome trip. So probably 3 weeks, maybe 4, depending on how my accountant gets my taxes prepared. Then if I can just come home and sign something, could be a longer trip. But I am filled with energy. This is just what I needed to get away from the winter. Really starts to grind after the 4th or 5th month. And we can only really be guaranteed or expect 2 months out of the year without snow here. Last summer I'm at Foresty Forest and it snowed in June. And it's been known to snow in September. So July and August are the only 2 months that I can reasonably expect there to not be any solid precipitation. Anyways, cheers everybody. Sadly, it does look like some folks have made a bit of a mess of the place, possibly as recently as just yesterday, because a lot of this looks real fresh. So I'm going to try and clean up what I can here. It's a real shame because it's right on a lake, beautiful scenery, no rules, I guess, which is why there's so much garbage here, because you can just come and camp for free, ride your quads around, that type of thing. So we'll try and get this place in order as best as we can. This is a job that's going to need gloves. I found the source of the toilet paper. While we've still got this beautiful daylight, I'm going to take a walk and see if we can scrape together enough wood for a fire tonight. I hate to see all this garbage. I'm going to actually have to bring a bunch of garbage bags on the way back and kind of make a day of it here. And also no firewood in sight yet. Getting to this part, it's actually a lot cleaner. Should have camped up here. Looks like there's a bit of a storm that could be rolling in, and looks like there's a neighbor over there, a van lifer, is parked across the road there. I don't think you could see that in the video because the sun's right behind him. Very stealthy. Some scraps of wood here. They look pretty green, like somebody just hacked down the tree yesterday. But I'll take a few pieces. I'm not too far from where I'm camped, right over there. It's clouded over and starting to snow a little bit. There's some small snow pieces coming down. This is all I was able to scrape up, and I don't have any accelerant today to start this, or a torch, I don't think, for that matter. So we're going to be bushcrafting this thing. There's enough garbage and cardboard around I can actually probably get it going. And I don't know what that rag was soaked in that I threw in there earlier. It could be kerosene or something, but I'm not going to go smell it. I am going to try and order up some more of these side panels that zip up, because that would really make the difference. The wind whistling through is going to be a bit much if it picks up any more. But this jackery was out there for, you know, probably an hour and a half. I don't even know what time it is. Yeah, about an hour and a half, 2 hours almost. And it was 24%, now it's up to 34%. I do believe. if we had that set up all day in a good spot for the sun, that will probably provide us all the needs that we have as far as charging phones, cameras, a laptop, that sort of thing, way up in the mountain. So I'm very pleased with that. There are some snow molecules coming down on us, so I found something that should let me start this fire. Portable camp stove. Definitely not bushcrafting it because we got other tools available. One of these days I'll see if I can actually start a fire the tricky way, but today I just need some stuff to throw in here. I don't think I'll be able to keep this fire going very long because I have a limited supply of firewood. But this one's even got nails in it still. Yeah. Okay. That's still green. So we're going right from kind of kindling slices to construction wood to charred pieces to green wood. We'll see what we can do. I have another method for cooking tonight's meal, not relying completely on this. There we go. Whoa! That'll do it. Okay. So when it goes on its side, it's getting the liquid feed of the butane, the isobutane mixture. That really gets it going. Okay. There you go. Okay. Experiment over. Scrape up what I can to keep this going. We're not going to get much of a fire tonight, but I wasn't counting on one anyways. It's just a pleasant surprise to be able to have a small one. And a really lovely campsite, aside from the garbage everywhere. The lake there is pretty frozen. It's paddleable in the summer, so you can go right around. There's apparently a bunch of wildlife. I don't know how much I've been scared off by the gunshots and quads and garbage, toilet paper, etc. But with a little cleaning up, I'd say when I come back through here, you can expect me in 3 weeks or so to be here with a bunch of garbage bags, and we'll really do a cleanup here. And anybody local or around Kamloops could possibly join up, and we'll have a beer and clean up this place a little bit. But wow, snow is pretty much, yeah, starting to come down now. I'm expecting a possible accumulation in the morning, but see how it goes. Getting extremely dark and a little chilly. Time to definitely crawl into the somewhat of a shelter there and get some heat going to stay warm. We'll see if this thing can keep this shelter, more of a windbreak than a shelter, but and these things don't like wind. We'll see if this can keep the chill out. I've got all sorts of sleeping bags though, so that shouldn't be a problem, but I do expect this thing to go off and on quite a bit. and I'll set up a cot somewhere close, and probably going to try to Amazon myself somehow another side panel to really block out the 3 sides and zip it up. And that'll be just fine. Feels warmer already. And here we go. Celery. Cooking on this thing tonight because of the dismal fire situation. I got everything prepped up, and this poor Dutch oven. Got to keep it kind of close to this so the butane will actually vaporize. And let's see. Lovely. First things first, bacon. Right on. Oh yeah, that won't attract any coyotes or wolves. Just gonna throw in the other veggies that didn't spill on the ground. Yeah. Little flour. Bacon, onions, celery, concentrated chicken broth. Comes in these little containers now, which is just great. Actually, I gotta add 3 times as much. I'll bring this guy up to a boil. Time. And I'm gonna chuck in some of these things there to boil with it. I really don't have another use for these after this is done, so in you go, guys. Have a good time. Some Dr. Pepper. Scoop out all this this time. I think it's going to be pretty timey. Oh, canned potatoes. Canned corn. Come on, you niblets. Oh, great. As it comes to a boil, I'm going to add in a bunch of cod. And I can't do a normal clam chowder because I'm allergic to shellfish. And I'll turn it off and let the fish cook just from the heat. Oh yeah, fish looks cooked, and it's just time for a little bit of half cream. Oh, I'll stir that in there. Now that almost looks like a chowder. A fresh baked bun or 2, and yes, delish. The first camping trip after we spent months kind of making a gear list and revising it and trying to load it, I realized this will be my ladle, but that's a-okay. Oh boy, that's hot on the leg. Oh yes. There we go. Hearty cod chowder. Delish. And that should actually help out with the new car smell. As always, we've got the fantastic beer donation folks that have been donating to the cause here. And although I do buy some beer, some of it goes to other stuff. Fresh baked buns really makes a difference. So thank you everybody for donating, but please don't. If you got a cause you want to donate to or a charity, that's all the better. Got the cot, so that's a good thing. Time to curl up for a really good sleep. I'm gonna actually close this because we got a bit of a drive tomorrow and beautiful wife gets car sick, and I'm sure the smell of cod chowder lingering in the RAV4 is not going to be helping her in any way whatsoever. So we'll seal that aroma out of there, and I'll drive back with the windows down. Never did it once occur to me that I was going to make a chowder and I'd need a ladle. You know, little things like that that you figure out as you go. But good night everybody, and we will see you in the morning. Well, this site gets 3 thumbs down because of the excavator moving around early in the morning, but I guess other than that it's not bad, aside from the garbage and stuff. But yeah, I was woken up bright and early by the birds, by heavy equipment backing up and making the beeping noise, and by them aggressively moving a large excavator across a gravel road. Just as important as these to set up is these to tear down. And these new panels here are checking off all the boxes. Voila! High time to upgrade these pegs. Slight breeze would have blown this out, so I'm surprised it didn't fly away. If I brought my impact driver with me, I would just use lag bolts and sink them in, because it's that time of year we can do that. It collapses a lot faster than it sets up. Yay! Oh, used a fair bit of propane last night. And I've reserved a special place in the car for the leftovers so that they don't spill. That would be a disaster. Oh, all packed up. Just one little last can to grab here that I see. I'm going to leave the chicken wire alone and all that type of stuff until I have some better equipment to haul stuff out of here. So, thank you everybody for watching. And we will see you next week and possibly sooner with updates on the Step 2 channel as the journey continues.